Installation instructions. Sliding door. Carefully unpack the kit. Toolkit. Tools required for installation. Installation tools not supplied. All the hardware needed for the opening system is supplied together with the truck. Carefully unpack the door. Install the brackets on the door. The center of each bracket must be positioned at a distance of at least 10 cm from the outer edges on the upper side of the door. Screw the brackets into the marked positions using 4 3.5/430 screws. The orientation of the carriage's arrangements should facilitate the interlocking with carriage's pins. Install the adhesive profiles on the vertical jambs. In this way, it is possible to hide the lock. The door can be adapted to different opening systems, including the sliding internal wall. That's why the lock is included. To find the correct height to place the truck, add 6 or 7 cm to the vertical measure of the door. Measure the distance between the outer side of the door and the beginning of the milling. On the vertical extension of the wall opening, mark the measure height and mark the measure of the flush handle, subtracting 0.5 cm. Place the rail on the tracks and level it to the wall. The track is 2 meters long. It can be trimmed to size, taking into account that the minimum length needed for correct opening is double the width of the door. On the wall, mark the distance between the holes for the brackets. They are on the rail profile. Use a bracket as a guide and mark with a pencil the spots where the brackets will be fixed to the wall. With a 6 mm bit, drill the holes in the marked spots. Insert the wedges into the holes and screw the brackets. Repeat the steps for all the needed brackets. Now fix the guide to the wall brackets. Align the holes in the rail with the holes in the brackets and screw with nuts and bolts. Let's move on and assemble the carriages. Screw bolts and nuts on each carriage as shown and insert the carriages into the rail according to the shown orientation. The stops are used to stop the movement of the door, both in opening and in closing. Now we can move the door close to the wall in order to install the floor wing. Hook the brackets to the bolts and tighten the nuts. Thanks to the slots on the wall brackets, it is possible to adjust the position of the rail and therefore the distance between the door and the wall. there is a skirting board, make sure that the gap allows the door to slide correctly. Once the distance from the wall has been chosen, the wing can be installed on the floor. Insert it into the lower milling of the door and mark its position, after having aligned the door to the wall opening. Once the door has been removed, position the component and mark the spots where to drill the 2 holes. Drill with a 6 mm bit. Insert the wedges and install the component with the screws. Reposition the door by first hooking the floor wing in the lower milling on the door. Then hooking the brackets to the bolts of the 2 carriages. The door must be adjusted so that it's plumb with the wall. Use the bolts to make adjustments. Permanently tighten the bolts with the help of 2 wrenches. Test the starting and ending positions of the door and adjust the stops by tightening the screws so that the door slides correctly on the wing. Let's move and assemble of the frontal cover of the rail. The cover is designed to fit firmly to the guide without using glue or screws. Install the side cover caps with the supplied screws. Place the components following the shown orientation and firmly fasten with screws. Install the flush handle, apply a thin layer of silicone and inserting the component in the millings on the door, on both sides. The door is now fully assembled.